There has to be. There has to be some very freaking basic things we all agree on. I just had to read an article from the Washington Post essentially lamenting, justifying banning a sitting president, Donald Trump, from Twitter, but allowing literal Terrys from Afghanistan. They literally made a case for allowing the worst human garbage on the planet because it's not Drumpf. These are companies that ban people for freaking memes. And they are making a case, the media is making a case for, well, literal Terrys aren't that bad. I don't have the words. I am as free speech as it gets. But if you're going to ban people for memes, for believing in things that you don't believe in, for wearing a tinfoil hat once in a while, I think you could ban Terrys who are well documented as they're... Open a news website. Open the New York Post right now. Look at what's on the front page. Open Twitter right now and look at what these people are well documented to do. We've got 15,000 Americans caught behind enemy lines right now there that will probably be used for years of propaganda. The world will have to watch as they get their heads removed from their bodies and it gets posted to the internet. We know who these people are. We know what they do to women. The disgusting way they treat other humans. And we have the New York Post, I'm like shaking with rage, making arguments. Look, we have to agree on some basic things. Okay? And if you're a member of an organization that starts with a T, I'm fine with you being banned from literally everything. Everything. I don't care that you know how to skirt the terms of service. Today's Terrys use sophisticated social media practices that rarely violate the rules. Recent months have seen an uptick in online messages offering a gentler, more reassuring face of the Terrys, whose brutality during his previous reign over the nation was notorious, featuring mass deletions, repressive moral codes, the exclusion of women from schools and workplaces. You think that's the... I got news for you, brothers and sisters. You think that's the worst thing that they do to women? They exclude them from schools? Are you joking? They literally shot one yesterday for not wearing a burqa. These are people that you allow on Twitter. U.S. conservatives, because everything has to be politicized, are demanding to know why former President Donald Trump has been banned from Twitter while various Terry accounts have not. The answer, analysts say, may simply be that Trump's posts for years challenged the platform's rules against hate speech. Today's tallies, by and large, don't. So what? We live in a clown world. Mark Seibel, why Trump's banned, but the tallies aren't? They play by the rules. Top reply, at least it's not Trump. Such a mystery why people hate and don't trust the media. Just can't figure it out. The media is the sickness. Like, you're joking, right? Get help. Imagine how dirty it must feel to write this. Facebook says no. Twitter allows. Which tech firms allow the tallies to post? Yes, they're just misunderstood. As CNN literally put it, as they chant death to America, they actually seem like really nice people. You know, I cover all this bullspit in Hollywood and Silicon Valley and all this meaningless crap, okay? This channel, by and large, entertains people by covering mostly meaningless stuff. Yes, I have the occasional videos on what's going on to the Uyghurs, for example, in China. But mostly the stuff I talk about is pointless. And that has a toll on me. This is like a whole nother level of anger. They are writing articles right now, whining, saying, but Trump being banned is actually okay, but like, we got to leave the Terrys on there. Republicans expressed outrage that Twitter, which had permanently banned Donald Trump from its platform in January, seemed to allow content from named Tally members across the social network to promote their narrative. Well, Twitter also allows Chinese propaganda machines to exist on their platform. WhatsApp faced criticism for its role in enabling the Tallies to threaten, cajole, and bribe local leaders into laying down their arms as they march across the country. At Google, YouTube's seeming lack of any substantial policy allowed it to avoid much of the attention until it became the last network to not have rebuked the organization. Because they're too worried about hate speech, guys. They're too worried about people hurting each other's feelings on this platform to give a rip about actual damaging content. I mean, we see the content that runs rampant on this platform, the degeneration of morals and of this society. Can we at least agree that this content CNN is literally in Kabul running propaganda for this group of people, trying to, quote unquote, humanize them, giving them legitimacy, airing their press conferences. Where are the feminists? Where is the media integrity? You should be blurring out the faces of these coward losers, and every article you write about them should be in detail talking about the atrocities that they commit on a near daily basis. But WhatsApp's fine with them, Twitter's fine with them, YouTube's fine with them. Facebook is the only platform to apparently have banned them. I can't even talk about the things these people do every day to the people in and around Afghanistan. I can't even allude to it without getting banned. But these accounts are fine. Somehow, Facebook is the only one that seems to have a problem with it. These accounts are well documented. Now, you could make the argument, well, it's good that they're there so that the government can monitor them. No, it isn't. It isn't good. Our government doesn't need Facebook to monitor these people. They may use it. They don't need it. They monitored these people long before there was an internet, long before there was social media. We have to agree on some very basic things. It was galling for some to see the Tallies publicly sharing WhatsApp details as part of their government efforts on Sunday. They put it in their press conference. The Tally began advertising a complaints hotline that Kabul residents could use to report bad behavior. Are we living in a clown world? That was a step too far for Facebook, which blocked the number. But only after 2 days of complaints from observers. A WhatsApp spokesperson said, "We're obligated to adhere to U.S. sanctions and laws. This includes banning the accounts of what appear to be people that represent themselves as official accounts for the Tallies. We're seeking more information." I mean, you're banning people that didn't like the election outcome in 2020. You're banning people that have hesitancy to getting the poke, but you won't ban people that are literally committing the worst atrocities known to man. These are people that a translator yesterday, what is happening to our allies right now is just appalling. I did 3 videos about it on Midwestly today. That's why I'm so enraged. Just because Mark Zuckerberg wants to look like one of these losers doesn't mean that he has to allow them on their platforms. Actually, that's Jack Dorsey. I mean, just because Jack Dorsey is trying to look like one of these people doesn't mean he needs to allow them on his platform. It's absolutely appalling, enraging, disgusting. Ban them all immediately. And the fact that you have the media out here, the fact that you have the media stumping for them is if you don't have a reason to ignore these losers, I just gave you one. Absolutely deplorable.